Good morning to all the graveyard shift workers, all the overnight dancers, all the janitors, all the teachers, everybody, the parents getting their kids to school on time. How about that? That's not easy. It's not easy at all. Shout out to YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Brought to you by First NorCal Credit Union. For a low-rate auto loan, apply online or just ask for First NorCal financing at the dealer. 888-957-9570 is the number. I'm going to react to Brian Baldinger, who we just had on for about 30 minutes, and he's worth every single second because there's a lot to dissect from the 49ers this past week against the Minnesota Vikings. The Purdy thing, and we'll get there. And then Nick Sorensen. And what popped out to me is, look, we're going to get into Purdy. But I'll say this right now, Shasky. Did the 49ers downgrade from Steve Wilks? And I'm not saying Steve Wilks is a defensive coordinator of the year at all. But Nick Sorensen for the first 2 weeks, no. Fred Warner saved the 49ers from getting blown out of the building. He saved them.
2 weeks? You think they weren't good against the Jets?
They were okay.
They had like one scoring drive.
They were okay. They were okay.
I thought they suffocated the Jets.
The Jets is okay.
I mean, but they're the Jets. I don't know how good they're going to be.
I don't know how good they're going to be.
2 weeks.
I'm basing it off of Minnesota.
Okay.
I think about that. I think about that 97-yard touchdown play. Deommodore Lenoir guarding grass. Travaris Ward not. George Odom somehow, some way is left out. Justin Jefferson. And then what Baldy said, you talked about the drive before halftime that stole all the momentum back from Minnesota. 13, Jefferson's wide open down the seam. Wide open. There's no Jordan Addison.
Not a great game.
It's not a great game. So all I'm saying is the microscope is out on Nick Sorensen.
Well,
There's a lot made about Steve Wilks last year. Let's keep that same energy for Sorensen, who's a first-year DC. And we got to see it. Now he's going against McVay this week. Well, let's see it.
Well, they were given short sides, multiple times where, obviously they gave up 24 points in the game, but, 7 of them came on the interception where they got the ball at like the 12, all right? And the other one was on the punt. I mean, you got a punt blocked and they had a short field. So not great, but they also didn't drop 40 on them. Like in the Saints game, the Dallas Cowboys gave up, 35, 40 points on defense. That's a different story. It was bad, but it wasn't that bad. Now, that being said, obviously it's something to monitor. I'm not 100% sure the personnel I saw on Sunday on defense at certain positions is better than last year. So, for case in point, George Odom, who everybody, and you're just reporting what you see at camp. They're like, oh, you had a great camp. Did anyone think that going into the season with George Odom as your starting safety was going to go well?
No.
I'll give you Belichick as the DC, and I think he'd have a tough time hiding, one of his safeties.
But you put him on the line and scrimmage playing press man against Justin Jefferson for crying out loud.
I'm not going to defend that.
I just don't get
undefendable. That. And then I look at, when you're missing Dre Greenlaw, Dre Greenlaw it's not a big loss. It's a massive loss. He's one of the premier players at the position. He changes the speed of the entire defense. He's a 3-level player who's cleaning up a lot of stuff on the sidelines. He's great in pass defense for a guy who's undersized. He's a sure tackler. He stuffs the run. You can't ISO him in the pass game. Like, those are two big spots. And then I look at just the defensive line, and I thought Leonard Floyd was going to be an upgrade, and I thought in game 1 he was good. I thought game 2 he was not good.
He was not good at all.
So, I hear you.
I'm not saying that Wilks is better, but we're going to find out a lot about Sorensen.
Absolutely.
You got Arizona on deck coming up in a few weeks. They're looming large, and their offense looks potent right now. They put up 28 in Buffalo. They blew out the Rams last week. Kyler's playing at an unbelievable level, and Trey McBride is a damn good tight end. You got James Conner, you got Marvin Harrison. Arizona's sneaky good offensively. And then you got the Cowboys, and then you got the Chiefs. All right? These are high-profile offenses. Now, the Cowboys can't stop a nosebleed on defense. We'll get to them when we get to them. But you know what? I'm watching Sorensen very, very closely. You got to put your players in position. We're lucky. If it wasn't for Fred Warner making Hall of Fame type plays, they could have got blown out on Sunday. They could have thrown up 35 on the damn Niners without blinking an eye. So it's very interesting. Here's what Baldy had to say about the coverage.
I don't know what they're thinking. Deommodore Lenoir's on the other side of the field guarding grass. Like there's nothing over there. There's no work. You got Naylor and Jefferson over here in a stack. Sometimes you can. I don't know why you would drop down your backup safety in that situation. Hammond Tig or the safeties in the play. and Odom is down there, if you're going to play that stack, at least put Travarius on Justin right there and let Ward take Naylor. At least put your best corner on the best receiver in that situation. And so not only did they get caught with their second corner on the other side of the field, but they got caught with, their third safety on Jefferson like that. And that's, Sam saw that all the way. I think he saw it pre-snap, actually. And the biggest play that I've seen the 49ers give up since Shanahan has been there, happened on the play.
So you got that. You got Bosa dropping back in coverage. Not a lot. Not a lot.
One play, I remember the specific
I remember
one
the play, too, and I say, what the hell is going on here? I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But in the Bear fronts, and he talked about the line in the way he did. And then Hargrave, I'm glad Baldy pointed that out. The grave digger has been digging no graves. All right? He's been shoveling no dirt. That, I'm telling you, man, I'm getting Gabe Wilkin vibes from the back in the 90s when they signed this man to a 4-year, $20 million deal back in the late 90s from the Green Bay Packers. And he did diddly poo with the 49ers. We like Hargraves because we interviewed him last year, and he was a great dude. We had him on for 21 minutes. Maybe it was 21 minutes too long because right now he's not doing a damn thing.
He's got a great nickname, the Grave Digger. But right now, I don't think it's appropriate to utilize that particular nickname. He's basically been a big black hole. That's what he's been as a defensive tackle. He's making a lot of money, and because of his money, it's made things a little difficult to sign other guys who we really like. There's no doubt about it. I'm going to worry about the defense a lot more if 2 games from now we're having similar issues. I think stopping the run it's been almost like a 2-year issue where quietly they've been able to get away with it because they've gotten big leads and they've played front runner football where they're allowed to pass rush. But I thought Aaron Jones ran all over them. I thought Chandler ran all over them. And to your point on the turnovers, it did shut things down. The 3 drives for me that stood out the most. The big play to Justin Jefferson, duh. The play before halftime, the whole drive before halftime was just like head scratcher. And then 13. The final drive of the game. If I was going to isolate the 3 ones, it was getting off the field on 3rd down. I think that was the consistent theme of the 2 drives before half and at the end of the game. They couldn't get stops.
No, they couldn't get stops whatsoever. 7-12, the Minnesota Vikings on 3rd down in that game this past Sunday. Now, it's not all doom and gloom, but let's get to Brock Purdy.